Hello students, this is lecture 13 continued from chapter sources of energy. In last lecture we discussed the classification between conventional and alternative sources of energy. In today's lecture we will study in detail about conventional sources of energy. The first conventional source of energy is fossil fuel. Coal and petroleum and natural gas are the main fossil fuel, and industrial revolution was possible by exploitation of fossil fuel. लास्ट सेंचुरी में जितनी इंडस्ट्रियल डेवलपमेंट हुई है, इतनी सारे आयरन मोल्डिंग, ऑटोमोबाइल इंडस्ट्री एंड सीमेंट इंडस्ट्री and all the industrial development in last century was in some form or another utilizing the energy of coal, fossil fuel. So coal plays very important role in industrial revolution. We have been using fossil fuel at alarming rate. This is very important point to remember, क्योंकि ये जो fossil fuel है ये पेट्रोलियम से बना है और ये लिमिटेड अमाउंट में, if once exhausted it can never be renewed. ये अगर एक बार ख़त्म हो गया तो ये दोबारा नहीं बन सकता. ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट है फॉसिल फ्यूल के बारे में, और हम फॉसिल फ्यूल्स को बहुत ज़्यादा तेज़ी से यूज़ कर रहे हैं. ये अगले कुछ सालों में ख़त्म हो जाने वाला है, विच इज़ अ वेरी सीरियस कंसर्न. एंड अपार्ट फ्रॉम इट, burning fossil fuel also releases oxides of carbon, nitrogen and sulfur, which causes air pollution, which is very major problem nowadays. Carbon dioxide is also responsible for greenhouse effect. What is greenhouse effect? Let me tell you in detail. So this is earth and this is a proximate boundary of atmosphere, and as you can see from sun, incident radiation of short wavelength means high energy. This radiation is of high energy. It enters into the earth's atmosphere, and after entering, its wavelength becomes long. After entering into atmosphere, their wavelength become longer, and after their wavelength become longer, their energy reduces and they are unable to escape. ये ट्रैप हो जाते हैं, यहीं फंस जाते हैं, बाहर नहीं निकल पाता रेडिएशन. इसकी वेवलेंथ इंक्रीज हो जाती है और इसकी एनर्जी कम हो जाती है. They go trapped in atmosphere and increases the global temperature. So this trapping effect is known as greenhouse effect. So greenhouse effect is very important. You must know in class 10th what is greenhouse effect. The second conventional source is thermal power plant. So as the name is indicating itself, first thing is thermal. Thermal means heat, and second power plant, which means to generate electricity, to generate power. So in thermal power plant, water is heated, converted into steam, and this steam is used for rotating the turbine of electric generator, and we generate electricity. In book there is only schematic diagram is given with the help of a cooking utensil. कुकर की हेल्प से उन्होंने बताया हुआ एक डमी मॉडल. I have drawn a circuit which is more closely to the actual thermal power plant. So what are the components required in a thermal power plant? We require, first of all, we require coal to burn. So this is the coal which is burned, and then we are having fire here. Burning the coal, we are having fire. We are having water inside the boiler. The water boils and converts into steam. This steam is at very high pressure, which rotates the turbine of the generator. This turbine, when rotates, it is connected to the generator, and generator generates electricity, and we get the output from here. So these are the wires which will generate the electricity which we are using. After rotating the turbine, steam loses energy and it cools down, and it is condensed by a condenser pump and sent back to the boiler, where it will heat up again, and this cycle will continue to move with the help of burning coal. So this is how we generate electricity in a thermal power plant using coal. So it is a very important point to note here that only 1/4 of power in India is being generated by hydropower plants, and 20 remaining major share in remaining power is developed by coal, and coal also generates air pollution that must be of your concern. Next we are having a hydropower plant. Hydropower plant, as the name is suggesting, we are using hydro means water, we are using water for generating power. So in hydropower plant, what is there? First of all, we build large dams. This is dam wall. We built large dams, and this water is collected here, which is known as reservoir. And this is the movable gates which controls. I will show them in with green color. These are movable gates by which we can control the amount of flow of water, and water flows down through this and rotates this turbine. We can control the amount of water by controlling the gate. This gate can be moved up or down for controlling the amount of water entering. As this water is collected over great height, it has potential energy. This potential energy converts into kinetic energy, and this kinetic energy rotates the turbine, and this turbine is connected to the generator, huge generator, which generates electricity which can be taken out from the power lines. And the remaining water is again added to the river, will continue to move. So water is coming from river and going into river. We built the dam, making large water reservoir, and converting potential energy into kinetic energy as per requirement, and then this kinetic energy is converted into electricity using generator. So that is the process of generating electricity using hydropower plants, and I have highlighted the main points which I have discussed in this lecture. High rise dams are constructed. Just a revision for you: a controlled way water is allowed to fall on large turbines of large generators. Potential energy of water converts into kinetic energy, which converts into electrical energy by generator. Only about 1/4 of energy requirement is fulfilled by dams or these hydropower plants. Thank you. We'll see you in next lecture.